Good evening to you. This is KV Fabian speaking to you from 80 Laurier Street East. I've got some work to do. I do a little bit late this afternoon. This morning, this whole day I was working with arranging the road studio, my living working space. So now I have a little bit of a game plan of what I'm going to be purchasing. I'm going to be purchasing every 2 weeks. I'll be going down. The idea is to go to a film and also to stop off at the local art store, the Dessert, and pick up a portfolio. It's called a Profolio, much like this. Okay, so this is an art Profolio. I like this particular one. It's Ilios because it has on the side a little sleeve. Eventually you could put a table of contents there. But now if I have too many artworks in there, that's where it will go. This is a relatively modest purchase. It's 11 by 14. So this is how I had, before I had my art pretty much put in an ad hoc portfolio like you see here, which is tape, which is the two sides. I got 2 sketchbooks, and what I did was go through the sketchbooks that I got when I found my old, I found some old artwork that had been missing for a couple of years when my mother passed away. So I was told to go through them and get rid of all the unhappy or odd pages, and when I did that, I found they were out of the sketchbook, which nicely arranged them, and I had to find a way to keep them solid. So not knowing what to do, the first thing I did was to put things together from the backs and fronts of the sketch pads here and close it together with pieces of paper. Eventually I would find to go to the Dessert and find these Profolios. So now I found this particular Profolio, I found luckily second hand, which is a rare find. You could find them very rarely. I've been looking for years. And now what I thought to do tonight, I had a lot of energy was taken because I was arranging things in the Rose studio. It's a little bit late, it's about 8:45, and at least I'll get some studio work, because I told my doctor, poverty is when you spend too much time on doing basic things, like arranging studios and stuff. So, the order of the day to see if I could find if I could improve the sizing of the work in this particular portfolio. So if there's anything that's 11 by 14, as this is in this Ilios book, I'm going to take it out, because I have over here these that are larger than 11 by 14. They look to me, I'll hazard a guess, 11 by 17. And I was just simply taking the extra stuff and putting it in there. If I'm lucky, I'm going to go through there, and I have the rest of my sketch pads here to go through. This is a very expensive little piece of merchandise. This particular portfolio here. They don't have it in where I go, which it zips up. I've never seen one like this. It's so good quality. Happily for me, they put in these my artwork, my big artwork that I had, the paintings that I so carefully preserved, which have come into me. My art, as far as I know, my artwork, and this I'll keep in this, even if this is the right size, which it's not, I will. And as far as I know, all my artwork and all my information, my possessions, have been divided into several, to 4 pieces, because for fear of everything being lost, as far as I know. This I think is is the right size, and I can move it into the smaller one to leave space if the larger work comes around, which this one is here. So I'm going to open it up right now, and first going to put this in here, and then it fits nicely into here. So far I'm just working on sizes. I actually found a couple of sketch pads much like this. The ad hoc portfolios that I made hidden in my cupboard. Again, lost and found and lost again. So this will go slip right into this pocket here. Like so. The interesting thing about this particular portfolio is both sides. You could slip in things on both sides. Both sides open up. I guess the paper's of the quality that you don't have to worry about it slipping out. So there it goes, nice clean as a baby. These are too big for this portfolio, I think, here. I think this is another one that will fit in here. This particular one. Let's see. Because I want to get rid of my ad hoc portfolios. They're messy and they actually come apart. Let's see if it'll fit into this one here. I think it's the right size. It looks good. It's important to get these things secured so they don't move around, because if they move around, the sensitive ink or pencil will rub off with the paint, and it fits in here smooth as a baby, happily. So I get to place another one into the bigger portfolio. So I didn't know what I was going to do, because I have some 11 by 17 that I think they would also have two small images in there. But I thought I'd start from the basic, from the large one. This one too looks like it's going to fit in here. Good. I was so happy to get something of quality. I didn't worry about the size. And as you see, I showed you, I had some pretty important work already hanging around. So at least they're properly stored. No, I think this is too big. I have to be careful not to bend or curl things of this sensitive paper. So I'm going to have to be careful. They say what you do is you turn it to the side like that. You bend it a little bit and you place it in quietly. Yeah, it's just exactly 11 by 14 size sketch pad. And in goes another one here. I take it out. This is the largest of the ones that I have that's remaining, and they don't fit into anything else. Good. This is another one here that's 11 by 14, and it will fit nicely into this pad here. Out it goes. I score an empty page. 2 more could go in there, and then this goes into here. So be careful. I get impatient, you know. This has taken a long time to be able to do this, so I have to be patient. I'm also worried I myself will rip it. It has to go like, you put it again. You curl one side. You slip it into on one side at the end, so you get it on the even, and you bring it down. So that's just a baby. And then I go into my ad hoc portfolio, and I scored 2 of them. I think I could take this one off of it. So be careful, this has tape on it. Actually, I think eventually it might be in the cards to get some sort of board or something, so I could put 2 of these on these babies, because I think this would fit just easily like that way. But I have to get something to put it down, and I don't want to damage the paper here. I have to think about it, because what you could do is you have to go. It's going to be a little bit expensive because money is very scarce. I would find black paper about the same size, exactly the same size or smaller, and I would put it in. I would use my removable poster tape to secure these smaller works in here, and then that's all. That's all that's one. Then I have another one about the same size. So if I'm lucky, I'll get as many as possible into these pads. So I zip this up. It's nice to be able to work on a space like this. At least we have this table so that I could do some work on it. If we get to the zipper, zip it up. It's a little jammed. Maybe there it works. One side. And then the other side. I don't have one on the other side. Nope. I'll just zip it up. Here. And go to the other one. Onto the table, which is the same size, but it's not as expensive. It doesn't have a zipper, and the paper is different. However, it does nicely, and I'm happy to have it. I finally got the money together. So here's some of my works. This is the first one that I filled up, so I don't know if I'll have smaller works in there. Like I said, the first thing to do is to get the things secured, and then I'll worry about organizing them. That looks too big, this one. These are all too big. I've arranged them up to score some pages. And in they go, 2 pages. These have a title on them, and some are numbered. They're dated, they're titled and signed. If that was done, because I did that a while ago when I went through the sketch pad. If you give the things a title, they're more easily identifiable. These actually fit into this sketchbook. So let's try. These are under 8.5 by 11 by 14. What am I going to do? I have some bigger sketch pads in here, which transfer 13 by 19. What am I going to do? I might as well put them in the proper size, I imagine. So maybe I'll backtrack. Let's see how many fit into this sketch pad here, into this portfolio called a portfolio. This one does it right away. This one doesn't. Neither. These don't. I can see they're about the same size. These are larger actually. So I think the next step is to go through this one, this particular one. Let's go through these. This one might fit in here. It looks good. So I fold it. I put it in. I keep it to the side. All the way to the end. And then I unfold it. I have to be careful. This is a more fragile piece of paper, this one. It's less obedient, more tricky. I think I'm going to put the ones that fit in here first. go through it. Maybe that's the only one. This one's too big. So be careful. See, this is what I was worried about. These are not that nice actually. Okay, I'm gonna go through this sketch pad and see if there's anything in there that goes into the 8.5 by 14. I have several this size, 13 by 19. I have some by 14. But let's start this. I don't know if I should do these. 11 by 14, this is too big. This definitely fits. Because if I put it, I might get another, I have lots of them that are smaller. How much is this size of this one? To go to here to, this one only has one opening, not like the other one, more expensive one. Okay, I'm gonna put it in here. Where did I start? Here. I don't care about horizontal and vertical at this point. Just I want to put it in the proper place. So I put this here, then this could go in here. This one of these could go in here. Make sure this goes, I screwed it right in to here. This was all nicely arranged in horizontal and vertical, but right now I'm more concerned with getting the proper things in the proper sizes, and then I'll go through it again. This is what, when I have more experience in it, it won't be so difficult to do. I'm going to check it out to see if it fits in. Looks like it'll fit. Just. This particular work has been laminated, plastified, because it's a collage. I should actually go through them eventually. It's in the cart to go through all my collages and do this. It is a nice sheen, it's not bad. And I don't have to worry about the paper bending as it sometimes does. Nice as a baby. And then I have this one. This is a baby too. But these are bigger. Yeah, these are bigger. I have many different kinds of papers. Well, a fair amount of them. It's hard to remember where I started because I have to work through the sketch pad, the portfolio upside down if I want to slip something in there, like a work. This is what I do. So sometimes I don't know if I've been flipping left or right, like from the beginning or the end. University grad. This was signed in finished in 2016. I think I've got this done, which is good. This is also another fragile kind of paper. You have to bend it. Bend it and turn it. It's going to be here. And then we're on page. There. I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to finish this. It's been bothering me. Then I've got about 5 more of them, about 11 by 14. And then I've got a whole bunch of 8.5 by 11, because that's the ones I'm working on now. We're taking advantage of, let me take off my sweater. I'm taking advantage, and adjust the camera, of the fact that this is a university town. I'm in Montreal, and they have a lot of things a lot of supplies for clerks in the thrift shops and stuff. So whatever I could find, you actually have a fair amount of unused sketch pads or partially used sketch pads. Like they use some of the pages, but they leave the rest on them that you get for small amounts of money. And a fair amount of scrapbook. But it's the sketch pads are interesting because they're good to pack. But vis-a-vis the more important articles, well, I think right away that people would stockpile it because they make a big difference, and they also make it easier for professionals to go through it. This is too big for this, which is okay. I hoped I could get everything done in this sketch pad, but in this portfolio, these are too big. I think this will work. This is a more solid piece of paper than the one before. It's funny, even though it looks like fragile, it's more easily pliable. It seems to hold its own vis-a-vis breakage. There's no dog ears or anything of it. I get nervous, so I want to get this done. I don't know, I don't have patience sometimes. So I have to be careful, I have to calm myself down. I remind myself of the careful works that people do in archaeological digs, which they're very careful with it. You're talking about huge excavations, and when they get to something like a find, they're working with little brushes like you've based a turkey. And it's a strange combination because you have all this earth. It's a huge dig. It's buildings you're unearthing. And they'll come down and they'll very painstakingly work with these small brushes and brush away the dirt and the particles in the hope of not damaging very precious things or very important archaeological finds, like many millions of years old or thousands of years old. So I don't really think that's something that I would have been very good at, being impatient. But someone who has a talent for it, it takes a long time. The closer you get to to finding your ruin, the more the work is time consuming and delicate. I have many patient people, not many. Yeah, I liken it to some of the beautiful lace embroideries created by very older women with very ancient hands. They sit down, they do these marvelous lace material in some of the parts of lace making region of France, and they look to me like lace, and they have infinite patience to create these most marvelous patterns, wonders of animals and birds and flowers and country landscape. It's infinitely delicate work because the material, this thread that they use, the wool that they use, is this delicate lace thread. The whole thing works on fineness. When I think of this, I think I should be inspired to be careful and slower. But my idea is to get the thing done as fast as possible. Yeah. I think it's done. I think it's done for now. That's all I wanted to do tonight. And then I'll take a break And then I'm going to have to go through this thing again to arrange it horizontally and vertically, at least. And finally, I'll go through one more time to do subjects. I have two works on the other side of the camera that don't fit into this pack. But these do. And these are to go here, I hope. I have space for them. Let's see if this one fits in there. It seems to. This one even too. This one's smaller. There it goes. One more in here. And I need one more space, and that's finally done. I didn't put this in. I was wondering why it was going off for the edge. There. Now, I'll try the black and I like these two together. The juxtaposition of these two is very nice, so I'll leave them there. If I could find something more suitable for this sketch pad, I'll look for it. Let's see, is this all horizontal? Ah, there's an empty page. Good. This was all horizontal anyways. The vertical one must be, it's for another day, is to just put it with the proper vertical. This is a question of doing it over and over and over again to make some sense of it. And that, I think, is that. I don't think there's anything else in here but blank paper. Okay, this is KV Fabian, KV Fabian, speaking to you from the Rose Studio of the Valuable Gallery. And I've just shown you a little bit of the magic as I transfer some works from my ad hoc sketch pad into something much more refined. Take it easy, and I'll speak to you soon again. Over and out.